The ICC has issued arrest warrants for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant in this war, charging them with things like extermination and targeting civilians. Piers Morgan recently had a debate on this, and he breaks it down with Jonathan Corricus, I think, of the IDF, and talking about how it's basically a sham, and as well as the future of Gaza, the future possibly a Palestinian state, and if Israeli leadership and Palestinian leadership and what that looks like going forward. Check it out. Let me know what you think.
These allegations, which have been put there against Netanyahu and Gallant, who of course the Minister of Defense of Israel, say they bear criminal responsibility for the following war crimes and crimes against humanity committed on the territory of the State of Palestine in the Gaza Strip from October the 8th. Starvation of civilians as a method of warfare, as a war crime, contrary to Article 8 of the statute. These are incredibly serious charges that the International Criminal Court has laid down. What is your response to this?
For me, this is a very sad day. As an Israeli, as someone who believes that I believe in the international system of law and order, for me, this is a betrayal. I see a power-drunk prosecutor overstepping his boundaries, overstepping his jurisdiction, and making a totally unfounded, political, biased decision against a democracy. If Raisi was alive today, he should have been subpoenaed and indicted. He never was. Neither was Bashar al-Assad. Neither was Muammar Gaddafi or many other leaders who actually did war crimes and horrible crimes against humanity, were proud to do it, but they were never indicted. And to see these kinds of allegations, and of course the criminal court has to approve of it, of Prosecutor Khan's recommendations, and I really hope that the court doesn't, and upholds the last level of legitimacy of the ICC. They have an opportunity to do that. If they concur with the prosecutor, with the power-drunk prosecutor, I think this is a really black day in the history of the ICC. I'm sad to see it. I think they are morally unfounded, reprehensible, and really a prize for the ilks of the professor that spoke before, the Iranian regime, and terrorists worldwide. They are rejoicing.
Unfortunately, so many children have been killed.
Children have been killed, women have been killed.
And my point is, if you lost a child in this, why would you not gravitate to the ideology of the people who want to hit back?
I've lost friends. I've lost friends on the 7th of October, civilian friends. I've had friends whose bodies are held by Hamas. I have a friend, he's military, but his body has been held by Hamas and his family is in grieving without a tomb to cry on. That doesn't turn me into a raving jihadist just because my enemies are cruel to me. That doesn't justify it. And the issue here of intention, the intention of Israel is not to kill civilians. We are doing a lot in order to minimize the killing of civilians.
Why shouldn't they be allowed their own state?
I think that there should eventually be a peaceful solution to our conflict.
Why shouldn't Palestinians, which they haven't had for many decades now, why shouldn't they have exactly the same rights?
Frankly, because they've shown...
As you do.
Frankly, first of all, rights is a different matter, but what they have shown through corruption, poor leadership, and a draw towards extremism is that they aren't ready and they're not capable.
Your own Prime Minister is facing corruption charges.
He is indeed.
Piers is way, way off here, okay? The Palestinian Authority and the Hamas and all these Palestinian organizations that claim to be the leaders are extremely radical. They're radical to the point where, okay, they start wars all the time. If they could, they would destroy the entire Israel. They want every Jew dead. Versus Israel that has never really started an offensive war. They've only been defending themselves. The IDF is called the Israel Defense Forces. So the idea that we're corrupt and they're not, it's way, way out of line by Piers.
Don't start a war if you've got no plan for after the war ends.
Well, Israel didn't start it.
They would say on the other side that this didn't start on October the 7th.
Yes, they can go back to the Balfour Declaration and they can go back to 1882. Israel has offered the Palestinians 4 different opportunities for statehood to end the conflict. Each and every time, Israel got a no. And they were sincere offers with maps, land swaps, population swaps, etc. And all of those very honest and sincere proposals got a no, because no Palestinian leader until this day has been able to say, yes, I want to end the conflict.
Wow, that was a great video and great breakdown by Jonathan. Really educated Piers Morgan. But if you like that video, click here for the next one and subscribe to Jewish Uncensored and go to jewishuncensored.com for more.